Times Square nearly empty, just one snapshot of the new normal as Americans adjust to life during the coronavirus pandemic.
You have to think of this in a wartime worldview. You have to think of this as something where you're going to see a massive mobilization to save lives.
In New Jersey, the governor activating the National Guard and urging residents to stay home after 8 p.m.
While this may be painful, the alternative is a lot more painful.
Nearly 7 million residents in California's Bay Area ordered to shelter in place.
These measures will be disruptive to day-to-day life, but there is no need to panic.
State by state, public places like theaters and gyms are closing, and many bars and restaurants empty, now only offering takeout or delivery services. Public schools are now closed or closing for 37 million children, according to Education Week. But many of those schools are still providing students with grab-and-go lunches, helping those who need it most.
There are no questions asked. You show up. We're trying to be here for the entire community.
Officials assuring residents these changes are temporary.
Trust me, it weighs heavily on all of us. But we know that for the sake of our public health, we've got to be aggressive.
Cities expanding their testing capabilities with more drive-through and pop-up sites. Meantime, the Trump administration rolled out new recommendations.
Avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people. Avoid discretionary travel. And avoid eating and drinking at bars, restaurants, and public food courts.
Regardless of those new guidelines, Arizona, Florida, and Illinois will hold primary elections today. But in Ohio, the health director closing polls, despite a judge's decision to keep them open.
These individuals are conflicted. We should not force them to make this choice. A choice between their health and their constitutional rights and their duties as American citizens.
President Trump admitting the impact of the coronavirus will be here for some time.
We'll see what happens, but they think August, could be July, could be longer than that.
New York's governor calling on the Trump administration to launch national restrictions.
This has to be a national effort. The federal government should come up, step in, and say, this is what we're going to do. This is what we do in schools. This is what we do in businesses. Here are the rules. And then the states can adjust the rules to their particular circumstances.
Yeah, and following that point, we're in Herald Square, which is a major shopping district in New York City. Stores here can stay open, but the Governor Cuomo, he says, encourages them to close. There are stores across the country that have taken that step. Nordstrom, Nike, Foot Locker, just to name a few. We've seen other stores adjust their hours. Essential businesses can stay open. We should mention there are stores like Stop and Shop who are adjusting their hours so seniors can shop without others around them.